AM 560. The Answer.
I got to tell you, it's so infuriating to pretend that states that refuse to validate their voter rolls are states of legitimacy. They're not. Cook County, Chicago, Illinois, New York, New Jersey. You're fracking thieves, and you brag about it. Gary in North Lake.
Yeah, hey, Sean, I have a couple of comments and a question. I love what this kid, Nick Shirley, is doing. It's fantastic. We need 100,000 of them.
We used to have them.
Whatever happened, now the Doge thing I also like, but it seems like it's asleep and it's run by the federal government. I don't trust them. I think we should get private funding for 10,000 Nick Shirley kids, and I'll be glad to donate.
Gary, we used to have this. What you're basically asking for is reporters, is journalism
again.
Yeah, well,
right.
It's fascinating to just step back for a minute. And, when you talk about Doge, there were so many magnificent things revealed. For instance, the entire government.
And it's quiet now.
Well, it has to be, right? Because people like my last guest, like me and you, and like the good people, what do you mean, and I'm serious when I say this, what do you mean you run the entire government out of one account? What the frack do you mean? You can't manage property out of one account.
I'm a small person. I have several accounts just to run my life. Literally.
It goes to show you, once we uncoupled economic reality from politics, it's game over. And you look at the fact in 18 years, Gary, we added $30 trillion to the debt. That's let's go back to whatever the hell changed then, and you go Barack Obama, but let's go back to all that, and now everything that happened after that is gone. Because if you're going to correct it, it's like everybody keeps waiting for their parents to come around. Hey, morons, stop stealing. They don't care. Democrat areas love the theft. When I had that beautiful lady call up and she talked about TIF agreements, what the frack are you talking about with TIF agreements? TIF agreements are illegitimate. Illegitimate. It should never exist. And all the problems that stem from raising property taxes, the money in the TIF agreement is where the problem is. And you steal the money and you give it to the Rescos and the rest of it. Gary, it's time to demand right.
Yes. And I have your book, okay?
Oh,
and I think your next book should be What If It's All a Scam, which we already know it is.
Do you know, Gary, I'm telling you, that book, when I sent it to the editor, it's 3 times as long as they trimmed it down to. There's too much evidence.
You know what frightened me? Because I gave a copy to my girlfriend. When I read the first few pages with the profanity, it frightened me. I thought, oh, my God, she's going to hate this. But she loved it.
Sure, because you know what? When you're getting robbed, you can swear. It's all right. Anybody ever been in a real fight? There's a lot of vulgarity thrown around.
I love your show, and every time I feel your outrage, which I feel it every day of the week, I call. I don't call often, but I call when you push one of my buttons. But you do it in a positive way because it makes people think.
No, and here's the other thing, Gary. All we have to do is demand the right, not the wrong, and we're going to win. And to realize there are places that are not Illinois, that are not New York, that are not New Jersey, and that's where you have to focus. Well, Gary, you can, because no matter where you go, there you are. I'd rather be poor. I told my wife this when she goes, come on, we got the kid. What are you going to do all this? Listen to me. I'll be homeless here versus a rich slave there. Thank you, Gary. Appreciate it. I'm stubborn. Squirrel, I can't help it. To thy own self be true. I can't live among them. And how could you when you realize just what they do and how easy it is to steal?
You'd be amazed at how many hospices, the door you can walk up to in California, and there is nobody there. There is 5 months worth of mail that you can see stacked up from CMS, and nobody's there. And that passed a survey. How did that happen? How do you put a hospice in a burrito stand in California? How do you put a hospice in a tire store?
I'd like you to change my grandfather's diaper, and I'll take a carne asada burrito, beans on the side. You frickin' scam artist!
In California, that all had to be vetted through licensure and through certification and accreditation.
Exactly. Multi-layers of government suck-ons that were bought off. What is everybody an alderman in Chicago? I'm talking to you. 50 years, Ed Burke. What was he, the finance committee? You pasty, big, fat-ass thief. 50 years. Mike Madigan, 53 years. And everybody knew it. You thought you'd get along with it. You were wrong. And California, boy, oh boy, they brag openly. Who are the Chinese communists buying up the land that was burned all over the north there? Wasn't it? Who's the guy you were like that? Spencer Pratt, right, Honey Bunny? He's all over it. And not one California gives a rip.
Well, what a night in Virginia. We keep saying it. When we fight fire with fire, we win. And we are winning all across the United States in state houses.
Are you winning? Because everywhere you're in charge, and when I say you, I'm talking about them. I mean everywhere. It is a fracking ghetto. An absolute ghetto. There's more human fecal in California on the street than there is in Wyoming in the sewer.
In courthouses and now in the court of public opinion. But what is at stake is putting a stake in the heart of the Trump administration by taking back the House of Representatives and taking back the United States.
First of all, you're not taking back anything. What you morons have done to this country in 18 years, there shouldn't be anybody who isn't reaping the reward of theft that votes Democrat forever. But unfortunately, you don't have to, because you've got the Californias, the Illinois, the New York, the New Jerseys, the Arizona, the districts of Democrat election fiefdoms all around.
800,000 ahead in Pennsylvania, 64% of the vote cast. He was outpolling every projection possible. So right down to the rigged polls before, this is another attempt to try to defeat him by illegal means. It's no different than the impeachment. It's done by largely the same people who were involved in it. One of the chairman of Smartmatic is a close business associate of George Soros. I have to tell you more. Finally, you want to get down to the votes, let's just pick Pennsylvania. We have identified 632,000 illegal votes. 632,000. It's
632,000. And, you know, you talk about gerrymandering as if it's a new idea. This fat, butter-handed trust fund biatch, pansy, J.B. Pritzker, he openly joked about it. Didn't you, fat ass?
You already have some crazy districts in Illinois. Take a look at this. Look at 17 here. It does that. Then it comes up here and it sneaks around there and goes all the way up here and then goes right over there like that. And look at this one, kind of goes whoop up there. It's like the stinger on a scorpion down here. Is this common for all states to do?
Well, we handed it over to a kindergarten class and let them decide.
Okay.
And it's funny because Illinois is a joke. Illinois and the Chicago Democrats and Cook County, it is a fracking joke. And nothing you say in the form of election results matter. It's not even going to help. Sling Blade and what's the other guy that's running as governor on the Republican side?
Crews in East St. Louis are working to fix a gaping hole on an I-64 bridge above Trendley Road. Tonight, 5 on Your Side political editor Mark Maxwell is asking state officials if the billions Illinois collects at the gas pump are fixing the problem.
This hole appeared Friday night on one of the busiest bridges in the Metro East, and a driver's cell phone caught what happened next.
I mean, I barely missed that, bro. That's all the way down to the bottom.
The pavement had crumbled away, leaving only this steel grid and a drop.
Illinois pays, what, $1.40 in just taxes, gas taxes, and other layers of taxation? And how do the Illinois workers do it? Is everything like O'Hare? And the answer is, yes, it is. Morons laughing at you as they get drunk.
It's time for the quarterly report of city employees behaving badly. Everything from corruption to cocktailing on City Time. I'm WGN-TV investigative reporter Ben Bradley. Let's dive right into it. The Inspector General found 14 city employees who work at O'Hare were falsifying timesheets, padding their hours. Sometimes they were drinking at bars near the airports.
Now, do me a favor. Pull their voter registration of every one of those moron drunk sloths. And then pull the voter registration of all the suck-ons that are caught not paying the debt or not working. I'm going to guess. You want to bet, guess, Squirrel? I bet $1. Every one of them a rat Democrat for their entire life and their fathers and their grandfathers before them.
Val and Terrell, the CTA is beginning to implement their new safety plan as directed by the Trump administration to tighten up security or risk losing federal funding. In that plan is replacing unarmed security guards with more sworn police officers. Mayor Brandon Johnson just...
Wow, we stumbled onto an idea. Now everybody who feels safer, thank Trump. Thank a Republican, but don't thank these suck-ons who have been robbing you for a generation known as Democrats.
Commenting on that move minutes ago. The CTA is laying off 159 unarmed security guards and now
pull their voter registration. Everybody who got a contract, pull that company's party donations. I mean, come on, do I got to hold your hand? It's a frickin' inside game. And if you're in on it, you're a suck-on. If you're not, you're a victim. 312-642-5600.
Broadcasting from the petri dish of corruption known as the state of Illinois.
In the upper Midwest, the nation, and around the world.
This is the Sean Thompson Show on AM 560. The Answer.